Okay, I believe we have a quorum now, Greg. So if you want to start the meeting, and we are live and recording.
Thank you, and good evening, everyone. I'd like to call to order the regular monthly meeting of the City of Helotes Planning and Zoning Commission. It's August the 11th at 7:03 p.m. I'd like to ask the Commission Secretary to please call the roll. And if you are on the line, please make sure your phone is muted until you are speaking. Go ahead, Ron.
Greg Michelle, Ron
Here.
Hosden, Joe Edmond,
Here.
Richard Hawk, Mike McLaughlin,
Here.
Mario Rios, Jeff Wade, Jason Whiteman,
So do we have a quorum? Ron? or-
Greg, say again, I didn't hear you.
Do we have a quorum, in fact? I did not hear Jason, Mario, Jeff, Richard.
Well, with you, we have a quorum.
I see Richard on the line, but he has muted himself.
I'm unmuted. Okay, thank you, Richard. From city staff, who is present tonight?
Myself, Marion Mendoza, the city administrator.
And Ernest Cruz, Development Services.
Thank you. And who with us? There's a lot of static on the line, so please mute your line at this time so we can all hear. Is Alex Blue on the call?
No.
No, he's not.
All right. We're gonna move ahead. Are there any citizens to be heard, Selena or Ron?
No citizens to be heard.
Okay. Our first item is discussion and action on the minutes from the planning and zoning meeting held on July 7th, 2020, which we've all received in our packet. We can have a motion on the minutes unless there are edits or changes that need to be brought to the attention of the group.
Greg,
Not a motion.
Mr. Chairman, the edit is, the meeting was adjourned by Ron and Mike.
Okay, so the edit is that the adjournment was actually put in, the motion to adjourn was by Ron Haza, seconded by Mike McLaughlin.
Yes. And I'll make a motion if you like.
Please.
I'd like to make a motion to accept the minutes from the past meeting.
This is Mike, I second it.
Thank you. With the changes that Ron has said. So the motion is to approve the minutes from July 7, 2020 with the revision regarding the adjournment of the meeting. All in favor, please unmute and say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Great. And all opposed? Minutes are approved from the July 7, 2020 meeting. Our next item on the agenda tonight is discussion and action on a request by Intergy for approval of a variance to Municipal Code of Ordinances, Chapter 66, signs, Section 51, commercial signs projecting wall hanging or in or on windows, for wall signage for Walmart store number 3057 at 12550 Leslie Road. I'd ask Ernest or Marion, is there anything additional that you'd like to add based on, additional to what is in our packet this evening?
I don't have anything, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. And if the representative is Synergy on the line, if you could identify yourself by name so we know who we're talking with.
Hi, this is Jennifer Cox with Synergy.
And I am Seth Hillenbrand, Deputy Director of Retail for Synergy.
Okay, great, thank you very much. So at this point, we as the commission have the full packet of material. Thank you for the very thorough composition that you presented with us, to us. And I think the way I'd like to start is, I'm gonna ask the question and then I would have us move it around, the various commission members who are here and invite them to ask questions before we get to a motion. And so my question to start, and this may be more to staff than anyone else, the current size of all the wall signage at the Walmart store is already in excess of what the normal allowable amount would be. To add to it now with the proposal before us, which would increase it by another roughly, I think it was 80 square feet, does that run into any problems that cannot be cured by a variance?
Mr. Chairman, initially, when the Walmart came, before the city council for a variance, they were granted, because the building facade is 514 square feet, I believe, in 10 and a quarter. They were granted a variance back then. So based on that, the variance was granted. So this will be in addition to the variance that was originally granted, this is another variance they're requesting for additional signage. They would have originally been allowed, 1 square foot for every linear foot of each space or building frontage, if you will. So that would give entitled them to 514 square feet maximum. And then they decided to ask for a variance in excess of that at the time. So the city council granted them a variance, and they granted that, I believe it was, hang on a second, 613.41 square feet is what was granted.
What was actually granted was 615, but they used 613.
Right, yes, sir.
And that 613 includes the subway, does it not, the subway and the other one, the FedEx, or no?
The 613.41, that's what, it was just for the Walmart store, sir. They came at a later
Yeah.
time. They came at a later time to apply for the subway and FedEx signs.
Got it. And those signs are much smaller, obviously. Okay. Okay, so let me, I might have another question, but let me, in the spirit of allowing others to speak and ask questions of the applicant who's on the line, let me just go and call on various individuals. So, Ron Haza, do you have any comments or questions regarding the variance request before us?
The only question I have is, they're talking about some paint colors. Does that come into anything to its signage? Some squares of paint?
And sorry, Ron, what was your question about the squares of paint?
Well, they're showing, in some of the drafts where they're painting some areas blue. Does that affect any of the square footage for signs?
No. No, it does not.
Without it does not, correct?
Correct.
And to be clear from either Ms. Hildebrand or Ms. Cobb, the background of the sign, the two proposed signs, is this blue color with white lettering. Is that correct?
What was the question?
This is Jennifer. The background paint is blue, the sign itself is individual letters and individual, sparks is what they call it.
And the letters for pickup auto center are, I'm calling them white, I understand they're illuminated, but their color is essentially white except for the Spark logo itself.
Yes, and actually the auto center is not illuminated.
Okay, but the pickup is.
Yes.
Okay, thank you for clarifying. Ron, did you have anything further?
No, that's it.
Thank you. Let me ask, let's see, Mike McLaughlin, if you have any questions or comments.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. No questions. I understand the color and the whole drawing, and to your point, that they did a good job of presenting the information, so thank you. I guess maybe this is more rhetorical than anything else, but I'm wondering how many signs are we going to usually have to entertain at Walmart? It's just a variance after another variance. I understand a pickup is kind of important in this time, because of how people help direct people, so I got that, but I guess I'm wondering, when does it stop and how many variances are we going to be expected to consider for this location? Other stores have pickup signs at parking spaces, not necessarily on the building. I'm kind of wondering about that. Granted, the presentation is clean, it is attractive, but there's a bit more to it that I'm asking about.
Thank you. Thank you, Mike, for the comment. Joe Edmond, any comments or questions? I'm sorry, Joe, what did you say? Okay, well, I'm not hearing from Joe, so let me move on to Richard Hawk. Are folks in the chamber hearing at all from either Joe or Richard?
Oh, I'm sorry, you can hear me now. My question is this, is that sign is because of the COVID, but after the COVID is gone, is that sign gonna be, is it gonna be permanent?
Richard, this is Seth with Synergy. Pickup is one of the new initiatives that Walmart's been rolling out for the last couple of years to create flexibility for their customers to do online pickup with the grocery, as well as in-store, the quick pickup inside the store for orders that the store doesn't have. So the pickup initiative is the way that Walmart has been going the last couple of years, and most likely is going to continue for the foreseeable future. So this is not a temporary pickup sign that we're requesting as part of this. But I do want to note that there's multiple layers of what we're submitting here. Greg did mention about the two tenant signs. They both submitted variances separately to get their sign on the building. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to apply a full variance to take their square footage and put it all in under one umbrella, and then add the new pickup sign to the full all-in variance package, plus the auto center with arrow sign that gives direction to the side of the auto center, which is a standard sign package that Walmart has, which was not part of the original variance that was sought after with that 514 that was previously discussed earlier. So
Yes.
I just want to make sure the whole picture is understood, kind of what we're trying to incorporate these other variances under one umbrella and address the pickup that we are doing now. We are expanding the online grocery pickup at this store, and so the store does not have a pickup sign. So this is going to add to the directional and that whole new function that Walmart's providing for their customers.
Thank you very much, that explains it to me, and I didn't realize that it was gonna be permanent, but that's probably a good thing, so thank you very much. That's all I have.
Thank you, Richard.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, go ahead.
Joe I'm sorry, I failed to unmute when I was talking to you. I only had one, question about this. If the color change that they're requesting is actually changing the color scheme of the building. Can you hear me?
Yes, I'll let the applicant answer. So is this affecting more than the sign, you mean? Is it a color change to the building?
Right, exactly.
You know, Mr. Seppigan, that is a true statement. Walmart is using those accent Walmart blue at some of the specific sign locations to designate their brand. So there's blue already existing behind the Walmart sign, I believe. And so with pickup being one of their other major brand elements, that's where that small section of blue is being painted to accent their brand as well as coordinate the direction for their branded pickup location on the store. So there is blue associated with the brand, which is only isolated to specific areas of the store.
So the color blue you're talking about is consistent with the color blue you already have?
I believe so. Let me look at the elements that we have. So right now this store has only earth tones, so that one blue element will be unique to this store in the short term. What we're doing in other larger scale projects with Walmart called remodels or rebrands, this would be a potential store if the jurisdiction allows the update. They are, as you see other stores, the gray and the blue. So in a future project, if they do a full remodel, they would be looking at pursuing some gray or more gray and blue over those Trespa panels that are behind the Walmart to get that Walmart blue brand updated in the future. So right now, this is kind of a future coordination of putting that blue element with the pickup sign to start rebranding some parts of the store on the outside.
Okay, thank you.
This is Greg again, and I would follow up on a couple of points here. The subway aesthetic signs, which have already been approved by variance and are not affected by the new signage that is proposed, what is the purpose of having them included in this variance request? I didn't quite follow that.
So Greg, that's a good question. The intent is they pursued variances on their own. We, as representatives of Walmart, we are wanting to document full signage disclosure and variance for the whole signage package on the building. So we are wanting to incorporate their square footage. So when Walmart comes back and does something again, they will have record of Walmart's variance includes these two tenants. So if those tenants go away, we would be submitting for the adjustments, or you'll be seeing a reduction in square foot if we do a remodel in the future and that tenant is no longer there. So we're trying to take in and request that be included with Walmart's overall building signage package.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Unless there are other questions, I would invite someone to make a motion, and we could then discuss the motion before voting. So I open it to the motion for motion. Yes, Rob.
This is Mike, just one more, guide me here if I'm going too much off point for the agenda item, but, I wasn't entirely clear until, Seth explained how they're considering this as the whole amount of signs. Again, it's still concerning that, the plan is for them to come back and reduce, and I don't know if that would ever happen. I see it more expanding into my point. I'm not sure where this stops, and I think it's something, we need to convey some sort of message to the council, maybe to be aware of that or to act on it, because I don't see an endpoint in this stuff. And the whole, I know we need signs to a certain extent, but maybe we do their overall sign plan with how they want to proceed with this. Otherwise, we're just going to see another bunch of variances.
So I appreciate that perspective, certainly, and it is, I think, having staff hear it and also help represent it to council. To bring it back to the item, though, we do need to get a motion out here, and certainly that can be something that helps determine how you act on a motion, Mike, or others as well. But let's see if we can get a motion up here, and we can discuss that.
Mr. Chairman, this is Mike. I'll make a motion if I can. Let me get the information in front of me here real quick. Be patient. I gotta scroll on my screen so I can read it. One time it doesn't work there. Okay, this is a recommendation. I move to approve the request by Synergy for approval of a variance to municipal code of ordinances, chapter 66 signs, section 66-51 commercial signs, projecting, wall and hanging or in or on windows for wall signage for Walmart store number 3057 located at 12550 Leslie Road, Grove, Texas 78023. More particularly described as BCAT property 11755 with the following stipulation that the recommendation of the council they require potential master sign reconsideration by Walmart to eventually become compliant with our ordinances, and given the things we'd be changing, take that into account and keep it flexible yet should be within what we require.
Is there a second to the motion?
I'll second it, it's Richard.
Thank you. And Mike, I think you started off by saying, you were making a motion to approve, recommend approval.
Recommend approval, right.
Discussion on the motion from Mike first. Anything further, Mike?
Now, I'm just going to reiterate, I think this is very important. It's a large piece of property with potentially quite a number of vendors, if you will, or stores anchoring to Walmart. Great for Walmart, great for the stores, but I think it's a requirement that they reconsider, or we have them come back to us with a new master sign plan. You know, as they've seen their businesses evolve over time and things come in, I think it's everybody's best interest.
Thank you, Mike. Richard, would you like to add anything?
I agree with Mike that we need to look at the amount of signs that they're going to put.
Thank you. Joe, any comment on the motion? Oh, Ron Hauser?
No comments.
Okay.
I would say,
Yes, Dave, I know you're on the line. Go ahead.
yeah, sorry, I've been here. Mike has been kind of cutting in and out a little bit. I apologize, but just look, I would generally agree with what was stated. The one thing that I would add is my recollection of the variances for the two tenants was in recognition that you know, they had certain rights sort of related to more of a strip mall application where there would be tenants within the strip mall, you know, separate tenants within the strip mall, which would conceivably give them their own you know, 1 square foot per linear foot of frontage. And so, yeah, this is an unusual case for our town. I think it's the only one that we have that has this situation, and that, you know, maybe some, you know, additional master sign plan work is warranted here.
Thank you, Jason. I generally concur with all that has been said. Just doing some back of the envelope math, where if this is approved by City Council, Walmart will be more than 40% over its allowable square footage going by building width. And so I do think it's a matter for council to consider going forward. While I recognize there's a logic to what's being proposed here, and it's cohesive and it has a lot to recommend it, I do think overall we need to consider what the overall intent will be and what the impact is for the city. That said, let me go ahead and call for the vote, the motion to read it back, and tell me after this correctly in the recommendation part. The motion is to recommend approval of the request by Synergy for municipal code of chapter 66 signs, section 51, commercial signs projecting wall and hanging or in or out windows, for wall signage for Walmart store number 3057 at 12550 Leslie Road, with the provision that it be recommended to council that a potential master sign plan be considered for this property to ensure better compliance with city code. Mike, was that a fair recapitulation of it?
Yes, I think so. That would get the message to everyone.
Let me just go to a roll call real quick. Say aye or nay when your name is called. Mike McLaughlin?
Aye.
Jason Whitman?
Aye.
Richard Hawk?
Aye.
Ron Hauser?
Aye.
Joe Edmond? Joe, you might be on mute. Joe?
Aye. Aye, can you hear me?
We got it. Thank you, Joe. Okay, so this motion is approved on unanimous vote. So go to city council. What is the date of the city council consideration of this item?
It will go on the 27th, I believe. Yeah, the 27th.
27th of August. Okay. I think Mr. Hilbrand and Ms. Scott, thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you, sir. I just wanted to follow up just to make sure I understand what is confirmed for our next steps. Based off what was just decided, we need to be going back to Walmart with a revised sign package, or I'm just trying to validate what was just decided on.
If I could ask you perhaps to stay on the line and after this meeting concludes, staff could help walk you through it, what the next steps are.
Okay.
Thank you very much. To bring the meeting to an end, is there a motion to adjourn?
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Thank you. Michael on the second, I think. All in favor of adjourning, please signal aye.
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 Thank you all for being here at 7:32, and we'll stand adjourned. And if staff wouldn't mind staying on the line to just walk the applicant through the next step, that'd be terrific. Thank you all very much.
Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you. Good night, everybody.